Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Real Diversity here. Man, we're back. I hope you guys can hear me good. Watched my last two videos. I realized the audio was really low, and that was probably because I was speaking low in those videos. I didn't really realize it. Well, I knew one of those I was trying to be quiet because I knew my girl was sleeping, so I didn't want to wake her up. But, anyways, enough about that. Just checking my packs. I always forget what my packs are. Here, as you guys can see, we got some unopened season reward packs. John Morant, Shumpert, and actually, we're gonna talk about that. But first, this video is going to be how do you get? No, I'm sorry. Is it worth getting? So I guess we'll do two videos. We'll do one for Byron Davis, and we'll do one for Aaron Gordon. So here we go. First off, starting it off, we're gonna do Byron Davis, I guess, first. Aaron Gordon's not too relevant. I feel like a lot of people got Aaron Gordon, and he's not really okay. Yeah, because he's not really you know, is he worth getting? Yeah, for if you can play a couple limited games a week, like once a weekend, like two, three, four, five limited games every weekend, and for a pink diamond, that's kind of worth it in my opinion. It's extenuous, but it's worth it. So, but what we're here to talk about is Byron Davis. So, where is he at? So here's Byron Davis, and here are the season reward collection. Right. So first off, I guess we can break down what you gotta do as well. So this will take be really quickly. So I already since I did already make a video, even though the audio was real low, I feel like if you had like if you got speakers or depending on what you're watching in, you could definitely hear the volume well. Just like from my phone alone, I could not hear myself too well. So yeah, but anyways, I should be talking loud enough here so y'all can hear. So Allen Iverson, Richard Jefferson, Divock, Rip Hamilton, and then John Morant, Drew Holiday, Morris Peterson, Carmelo, Iman Shumpert, Kurt Levert, Karis. I was going to say, how do you say his first name? Karis Levert, LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Steph, Shaq, right? So, and by the way, I guess just LeBron a few weeks back when we were waiting on whenever we got like the four of these guys, I think once we got Kobe, I was like, "There's no way we don't get LeBron because if you pick Kobe, MJ, Steph, like okay, Shaq maybe doesn't fit too well with these names, but these guys are all yeah. Shaq's a goat by the way though, but these guys' names, like if you say these guys' names, you have to think of LeBron. So it only made sense for them to throw in LeBron there too, right? So yeah, LeBron's here. We have okay. So these guys were straight from codes. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start from bottom up, straight from codes. Um, and they just gave you the reward. You had to do no effort here. Just put in the code, and even to this day, right now, you should still be able to get these guys. So no nothing here. Like just the code. You just need the code, and you can probably still use the codes even now. But they are relevant to one of the cards here. So these guys, free code. Yeah, Levert. Here you get him from the All Star game. I think everyone. Hopefully, I'm not like I'm trying to make this quick just in case everyone like if you're watching this, you already noticed. You get him from Moments Challenge. Yep, and it's still up. So you get Curse Levert. I'm not even gonna attempt. I don't know why I cannot say his first name. Karis Levert. I don't know why I cannot say it on command. Levert, Amon Shumpert. There's so many ways to get him. Um, First one I'll just say is every weekend for the past like 4 weeks of limited, you've had a chance to get him win the weekend. So this has been here for a long time. So you have like an immense amount of chances. He's been on like the last two or three weekly wheel spins, and I believe you can also get him by playing limited. As well as when you're trying to get your ring, you sometimes run across Amon Shumpert as well. So a ton of ways to get him. Most steady way is to probably do this week, win the weekend. If you do this, you should easily get him. I've been had him a long time, so I stopped worrying about these. I probably should have been doing these just for my attempt to get this Dwyane Wade. I haven't. I never. I didn't think I would. Yeah, 4 days left. Tomorrow I have a free day, so I may grind these out tomorrow. But anyways, I'm off topic. I'm gonna see how far I can get for that. I don't think I'm able to get Dwayne Wade. The more I think about it, I just don't think I'm able to get him unless I can knock out a bunch of challenges real fast. So Levert, this we talked about get Shumpert, Melo. I don't know any other way except for one day, one of these weeks, you got him from logging in Thursday. I think maybe he may be on limited if you missed that day. Other than that, I don't even know. Like he was on that one day as your daily reward, and that was it. Like other than that, I don't know how you get this guy. Um, I'm guessing limited as well. Limited is how you get pretty much everybody that's not. Um, I think everybody. Can you get everyone from playing limited? I'm starting to think so. I think you have a shot at getting everyone. Morris Peterson was strictly limited. I know that much. You could get him playing limited if you clicked on him. Like you said, trying to get a ring is the same way you get Morris Peterson. That's how I'm gonna describe if I run into any more of these guys. Basically, you got to get like you're trying to get your ring is how you get Morris Peterson playing a bunch of limited games, and he's hidden somewhere in those rewards. Holiday, he was same way as Amon Shumpert just to save face and time. I'm not gonna go to it, but he is in your challenges, and as a ultimate reward for completing a bunch of set of challenges, you get Drew Holiday. So is Rip Hamilton the same way. I may go to it just to show both of them. Richard Hamilton and Drew Holiday are both the same challenges, and I will go to them in just a second just to be absolutely certain here. John Morant used so many ways to get him. He was a code at first. Then he became limited, I think, as well, and also another code, and limited. Did I say that already? And daily, he was on the daily wheel as well as Amon Shumpert. Him and Amon Shumpert were on the daily wheel, and I think even Morris Pearson one time might have been on there as well. And maybe I'm not 100% sure. You see that daily wheel for like a weekly, the weekly wheel. If you log in every day for a week, you get a wheel, and Ja, Shumpert, and maybe Morris Pearson. Like I said, you see that wheel for just like a split of a second. So I can't remember exactly who all was on it, but I know Ja was on it, as well as Amon. Because that's how I got that second Amon Shumpert, if you guys seen him. And Vlad, like I said, I was going to come back to these guys earlier. Once you have all these guys, you do their challenges. I guess we'll go to it to say, just to be absolutely certain, just whoever's watching this, I want them to know the facts. So you do all the spotlight challenges, you get all the spotlight rewards. And then for completing all your spotlight rewards, you get for getting all of those cards, you get a reward. Uh, Here. So you get Rick Fox, Space, Gibson, Oakley, Dennis Scott, and then that's how you get Vlad, Divac. Once you do all of that, and Vlad Divac, yeah, solid card. This is how you get him from getting all these amethysts, right? So, and to go back here, um, I said I'll go ahead and show you guys the challenges, but there was I already did them on, but I'm gonna show you guys Richard. Okay, here we go. NBA is back and New Year's Eve. This is how you get Richard Andrew Holiday. Yep. So just to be certain, and I'm not gonna go through the challenges. Just save more time. Um, you guys can set up for yourselves. So we did Divock. We did everyone up here. Okay, the last two. Allen Iverson was strictly for some odd reason too. This one I feel like should have been a grinder card. He was strictly codes. So I think he had three codes, and I got him on the first code, not realizing that I need to get him. But I got him on the first code. I got him again on the second code. That's what you see, that extra Iverson I have in my collection. And then Richard Hamilton, you get him from playing. I think now he had a code at the I think a locker code, but the main way was to grind. Oh, and he's not on here anymore. So yep. Oh yeah, he was only you were only able to get him to the first. He was on the triple threat board. He's gone now. So yeah, I forgot about that. He was only good to the first. So if you didn't, so you had a chance at the code. But I think the code has some amethyst. Richard Jefferson's mixed in there. So yeah, and I think limited. I could be wrong. You may have had a chance to get him playing. I wish limited told us what our potential wins are. But yeah, limited is there as well. So yes, okay. So now that I've gone over this, and the reason I talked about this because this video is titled "Is Byron Davis Worth It?" So I just wanted to cover that. I just wanted to cover that. Looking at this now, this was not hard. The first bottom cards, like I said, codes. Carmelo just had to log in. One game for Levert, Karis Levert, Amon Shumpert, pretty easy. Rich Hamilton's easy. Holiday's easy. Ja was a code. He was easy. Vlad was probably the hardest one. Vlad actually probably should have been Iverson, and Vlad should have been a code. I feel like the work you had to do for Vlad was extenuous, and he's not even that great of a card. So I kind of am mad about this one, honestly. If I'm being real here, but I'm not. It is what it is. And then Richard Jefferson, he was a grind, definitely worth the grind. Actually, a solid card. And then Iverson, if you haven't noticed, everyone has Iverson now because he was basically everyone has AI now because he was basically free um, from like the code. So if you got lucky and got him on the code, you have a free pink diamond. So feel lucky. I've seen so many people with a pink diamond and like amethyst because they don't even have like any cards to complement him. But yeah, so that is how you get those guys. Back to is it worth it for Byron Davis? Now we're gonna look at his stats, then we're gonna talk about him, and I guess essentially even do a shoot around just to get his jumper and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I've covered how you get him. Now let's look at his stats. So and determine was he worth the grind. First, no, no. I'll just start first. Driving lap 94, so solid there. Basically with a diamond coach that would be 99, so cool. No post game. It's just important to know for a opal kind of. This means he will not be viable in a couple of months. Now, surprisingly enough, 2K has really limited. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna flood the gate soon, because surprisingly enough, 2K has held off this long to have opals. There's only been so far three opals. This Byron Davis, Dwyane Wade, and I think uh Domination Award, Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor was also which is how you get Elgin Baylor a lot of work too. Elgin Baylor once Evo is a 97, I believe so. The only three opals. I could be wrong. I think that's all of them, right? So yeah, and Wilt Chamberlain is gonna be an opal as well. I don't I may do a video on him when he comes out. But anyways, yes. So drawing layup 94 solid, no post game. Draw foul 90, close shot 94, mid range 90, three point 92. So offensively, really great. This year, these are really solid stats. Last year, this card would have need to have like 95 mid range, 95 three, probably 95 everything, honestly. But with with a shoe and a diamond coach, which I don't have, they're so expensive this year. But just to kind of give you guys a gauge of the maximum amount. This guy would be like already at 99 three ball. So with the right stuff, he'll be solid. Um, not even talking about his badges yet, right? So no standing dunk. And I've tested this out. He cannot do a standing dunk. He can do driving dunks really well at 95. But this matters because if you're free under the rim and you do a layup, sometimes you can get contested and sometimes you can just straight up get blocked. And it is a lot that can go wrong. So I like to be able to do a standing dunk when I'm wide open underneath the rim. It's just kind of a ball security type deal. But that right there is just a little small niche to note. He will not dunk underneath the rim, only on drive. So keep that in mind. Now for a 6'3" point guard, does that really matter? No. But yeah, just something I wanted to put out. Playmaking really solid, ball handle, 94. Like I said, with a diamond coach, that should be 90, 99. So yeah, accuracy problem making all 90 plus, so solid there. Don't really got to worry about anything. Not that I wish it could be a little bit higher, but yeah, not the worst. But defensively, he is terrible interior. Like he cannot. You get even like say a LeBron. A LeBron will abuse this guy. A even in and this is something I do have to point out because it really the more I think about it, the worse it is. Magic Johnson is now they just gave Magic a new card. Now this is actually wait, where's that Magic card at? Where's Magic at? What's the name of that pack? Oh, it's an Idols pack. Okay. Ooh, an Idols pack. I'm so sick of these Idols packs, man. So this is actually pretty sketchy. Oh, Chris Webber is that? Wait, what was Bird then? Oh, Bird was just another. Okay, that's pretty cool. Does that mean Bird has no value then? 90. They're both 96, right? Does this mean it's later? No, he still has a lot of value. Even though he gives you no reward, he still holds a lot of value. I guess that makes sense because Jordan also is the same way. Well, he's gone way down. But anyways, yeah. Magic 6'9". Wow, he's normally 6'8", or is he always 6'9"? Um, he will destroy Byron Davis in the post. Absolutely destroy Byron Davis in the post. So I was gonna say this would not have mattered, but as soon as Byron Davis came out, Magic Johnson came out. So he is essentially I'm curious to look at his stats. I'm not gonna take too long. Let me just look at his three ball, 84, and he can shoot. Wow, this guy looks. Oh my god, this Magic looks in 93. Oh my, 93. Same speed as Byron Davis, 6'9". He's 6 inches taller than Byron Davis. Same speed as this guy. Wow, that is scary. Wow, that Magic is insane. I might have to look into him. All right, yeah. So back to Byron Davis. So, and by the way, I was going through that Magic as a demonstration. It's kind of this all is going to play into what I'm going to say here. Solid playmaking, solid defense against other point guards except Magic's and anyone. I don't know any other bigger point guards, but anyone that's probably well, yeah, just a lot of big heavy point guards are gonna do. Like Oscar Robinson is gonna work Byron Davis. A lot of guys, any mismatches are gonna work Byron Davis, and that's gonna be pretty scary. So just keep an eye on that. Um, but yeah, still at the end of the day, 95 still, if that can really be effective, then he should be all right. 60 block is actually pretty is underrated. That's actually a solid. So keep that in mind, as well as 90 perimeter defense. So outside of this interior defense, being 25, that is the bare minimum. Yeah, that's that is yeah. So I don't even know what to say about that. Like I don't think you could like you could postman off of this guy with your shooting guard, and it would probably work every time. So that's all I have to say about that. Rebounding, who cares? But it's solid for a point guard. Speed 93, solid. But like I said, Magic Johnson same speed, so he's actually on the slower ends in terms of like point guards, because a lot of guys like Iverson, Fox, they're all like what's their speed? 97. Fox is 96, if not 97 too. So 93 is not slow. Obviously, the few little points don't make that big of a difference, but not the fastest. So that is something just to point out. It's 93 lateral, so that's really solid. Like he will be a solid lockdown outside, but if this guy gets back down, it's over. Like that's all I can say. Wait, what's his vertical? That may if you time a jump right, this may save him, as far as I can tell. But yeah, he does have a 60 block, so consistency is 90, so solid there. Wish it could have been like both 95 would have been really perfect. But only 90. Let's get into badges. I already put a diamond contract on him. Yep, because I mean, he's gonna be on my team, regardless. But yeah, so 14 Hall of Fame badges, not insane, but definitely impressive nonetheless. Um, Acrobat, relentless finisher, pickpocket, interceptor, contact finisher, fancy footwork, fast break finisher, giant slayer, showtime, pass fake maestro, quick first step, unpluckable, tireless shooter, volume shooter. So Couple things. He kind of is well rounded in Hall of Fame badges. A lot, majority of his badges, acrobat. Let me go through the ones I fit. Majority of his badges are slashing badges, and to repeat that, acrobat, religious finisher, contact finisher, fancy footwork, flashy, fast break finisher, John Slayer, and Showtime, and those are pretty much like majority of his badges are slashing. One defensive badges or two pickpocket and interceptor, just those two, and pass fake maestro is such a wasted Hall of Fame badge, but yeah. I guess you could use it well on certain teams, but yeah. Um, quick first step. Notice that on Hall of Fame, not too many people have that. If you are really big into speed, though, I mean, De'Aaron Fox would definitely do this job for you, but he lacks a lot of other things. So yeah, unpluckable, one playmaking badge. Just unpluckable is his one playmaking badge, and his two shooting badges: tireless shooter and volume shooter. Volume shooter is actually really solid. So yeah, but I wish he could at least had catch and shoot Hall of Fame, or even corner specialist, or even difficult shot. Dimer, that would have been nice having on Hall of Fame. Clamps would have been nice having on Hall of Fame. A lot of badges he has would have been really solid on Hall of Fame. So the few Hall of Fame badges he does, the lot of Hall of Fame badges he does have aren't really that great. Except he is a super slasher. Like this guy will probably not miss layups unless he gets blocked. He probably will make every drive attempt. So keep that in mind. And we're gonna talk about this. I don't know if he's the best shooter, but he does have the badges to compliment him. 92 three ball, catch and shoot, and corner specialist, and a volume shooter. And he does have hot start somewhere. Pogo stick, so a lot more defensive badges. Well rounded though, I will say that. Badges downhill to complement that quick first step. Needle threader, complement that dimer. Handles for days as well. Tight handles. Like I said, he does have Hall of Fame unpluckable clutch shooter, Deadeye on gold. So that's something to note. Green Machine, that's good. Hot Zone Hunter and Hot Start Range Center. He has every shooting badge you want on gold. No, well, his volume shooter is nice. Like I said, it's just, is it the best? No. Is it Hall of Fame worthy? Yes, but is it like gonna like? I would have rather had Catch and Shoot Hall of Fame. I probably even rather had Hot Start Hall of Fame, Hot Zone Hunter Hall of Fame. But yeah, volume shooter definitely is a solid badge because after maybe like three shots, you probably aren't gonna miss too much. Steady shooter as well, pretty nice too. Ankle breaker, floor general, and pump fake maestro. So what is he missing that he can't get? I haven't checked this out. Intimidator is one. Post move lockdown seems like the most useless badge to pin on him because I feel like with his rating and the 25 interior defense, I don't think a post move lockdown badge would even work. But yeah, what do I know? That may be the one thing you can do to potentially stop those centers. So I don't know. Someone should try that out and see how well that works. But I think yeah, flexible release, dream shake, pick and roller. Yeah, none. He luckily already has every badge he needs. The only badge like you could add is intimidator. And that's about it. Break starter maybe like break starter on bronze would be solid. Drop stepper seems pointless. Post spin seems pointless. Oh, also for some odd reason he doesn't have teardropper. Even that on bronze doesn't seem too bad. So yeah, he basically has every badge you want. Um, he doesn't really lack anything in terms of he has clamps. I mean, if you really want, give the man like even just bronze intimidator, fine. Um, his only thing is he does have an F, and for a opal, that's not something you really want. But he does have an F, and that is in his post defense. So yeah, and rebounding, who cares for a point guard? But everything else he can do really exceptionally well. He can do everything well except defend interiorly. Now, what does it come to now? I guess it's really all about. Uh, well, here's my team. Let me see. Okay, yeah, okay. Um, if you're interested, I may go back and pause on it again. But if you're interested in looking at that team, man, just go pause on it. I just wanted to make sure Byron Davis was there before we get in this free style. So, so far, offensively a beast. Defensively, he can do his job as a point. Like back, when the game first dropped, not even when the game, even like 3 months ago, as a and looking for a point guard, I don't care. Like if you can guard perimeter was all I was looking for a point guard like a couple months ago. Like if you can shoot solidly at the three and you can pass really well, that's all I need in a point guard. You don't have to dunk. I'll use Chris Paul as my point guard. You don't have to dunk. You just got to be able to pass, shoot, and have a solid amount of speed on you, just to get the blow bys I need on like bigger guys like centers, mismatches like that. Other than that, I don't really need you for anything else. But as an opal this late in the game, not having interior is gonna separate him later on in the game. Right now, Byron Davis is definitely in talks as one of the best point guards. I'll say that. So release, it's pretty smooth. I agree with the first one. Um, but for something, it's it's not easy. Like in any means. Like the bar is wide. Notice how wide the bar is. I am in a hot zone. I'm not even shooting it from the corner. The bar is wide. That's really good. Corner shots are really easy. If you didn't know, sometimes the releases or just the way the bar looks are a little bit different. But corner shots really easy to hit. I'll admit that. But up top, his release just isn't. It's I don't know. It almost feels like it changes. Or maybe my time is just. Well, let me actually look at him instead of the bar and see how well I can time it. Sometimes having a wider bar really throws me off because I can hit anywhere within that bar and it'll be okay. So, um, I don't know. His release is definitely one I think some people are gonna hate. I wish I knew the exact base and who he's similar to. I should have did that before this video. If I do it now, it takes too long. But for sure, um, it's one of those releases that I feel like I don't know. It's so iffy. Like it's greenable for sure, but it's just like I just can't hit. And that's saying something because I can hit consistently with a lot of people. I can't really. I just don't feel. Maybe it's just I'm lack of practice with this guy. I just don't got his timing down. Honestly, maybe that's it. A lot of people are gonna shoot really easy with this guy, and a lot of people are not gonna like his release. I'll tell you that. And a lot of people aren't just gonna have his court. So, all right, all right. Enough for that. Just trying to get a decent amount. Shot saying, like I said, he will dunk just about everything. Test my theory out again. He will not go up underneath the rim at all. So keep that in mind. He doesn't also like look at that like that was so dunkable. Like your only dunks are gonna be like this, straight to the rim on a fast break, or just a wide open lane, something like that, right? Layups, and he's not like a Derrick Rose type where it seems like anytime he's open he's dunking it. He does layup. He does do a lot of layups, so you gotta keep that in mind. But yeah, as far as posters, he would definitely do that. Um, like like I said, his release is like you get it down, you'll be solid. But as far as like that, I think I don't know. I think a lot of people gonna say, man, his release is easy. I love it. For me, I can get used to anybody's release. You're really I've never been one like, oh, this guy has a bad release. I'm gonna get used to it eventually, to where it's not gonna be a bad release for me per se. But yeah, so I can get used to a lot of people's releases. Byron Davis is just gonna be one of those guys. It's gonna take me a minute because it's greenable for sure, but it's not like it's I just can't consistently green or even just consistently hit the same mark. But yeah, okay. So anything else? He can't do a post fade, so that actually does mean something at times. Because a lot of times the last resort come down the court post fade. Maybe some people do it, some people don't. But yeah, it definitely just gives you more options versatility wise. His signatures, his SIGs, nothing insane. Um, but yeah, definitely doable. Like just a well-rounded offensive guard. Like he can do everything offensively. It's just his defense. So yeah. All right. So question is he worth it? Was he worth it if you already got the guy? If you're still maybe working on him, which you only got 4 days, I think left. Was he worth it? Um, Actually, if you don't get him tonight, I'm doing it recording Sunday night. I don't think you will get him because the season starts over next limited. You won't have a chance to get some of these guys. So if you don't get him tonight, probably by the time you see this video, it'll probably be too late. But yeah, if you don't get this guy tonight, you won't get him. So if you, most people that are already watching this video probably, I may change the question to was he worth getting more so than is he worth getting, because I think at this point I'm supposed to make this video earlier. I'm not gonna get into why I didn't make it earlier, but just know I was out of town. I'll say that. Say that much. Okay. All of this, was it worth it for this Byron Davis? Um, right now, yes. Like right now, that work was definitely worth it. If you can suck as much use from this Byron Davis as you can right now, if you can hop on unlimited right now and get like, and he's a game changer, yes. So I want to point that out. Right now, yes, he's definitely solid. In next month, I think Opals are really finna ramp up. You know why? Well, one, just because once you start, once like, well, he's not a free Opal, but once you give me an Opal that I don't even have to buy, I just gotta grind. Like none of these cars are buyable. Once you give me that option, you definitely gotta start selling some buyable Opals. So I showed you guys with that Magic Johnson 96. Even his counter buddy Larry Bird 96. The next card that comes out has to be an Opal. Also, oh, Chris Webber's an Opal. I spoke too soon earlier. Chris Webber here's an Opal, as well as Magic Johnson. How do you get Magic Johnson again? What was Magic Johnson for? Was this a Flash series? No. Idols. Was it not Idols? Who was it? How do you get Magic? I forgot completely. Was it? Oh, Season of Giving, right? Yeah, Season of Giving. Season of Giving. So a bunch of opals coming out. I think we're at the end game stage. So within the next about mid January, late February hits, March hits, opals are gonna be like at least on everyone's gonna have about an opal or two about March. But yeah, he's definitely worth it right now. I will say that. He's definitely worth it. He definitely is worth it. Now, someone that's probably not worth it to me, Dwyane Wade. I haven't even looked at his stats. I played against him a bunch. He doesn't seem that worth it to me because he's so small. But I think you can play him at point guard if I'm correct. He does. He definitely to me doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, he can. Okay, he can play point guard. Okay, he's a little bit worth it since he can play point guard because he is. He just seems really undersized. He's like an Allen Iverson type. Like, yeah, he was a two guard, but the man definitely needs to be playing point on a video game. Um. So yeah. Uh. anything else I need to mention? So, like I said, a well-rounded card, offensively, great, definitely worth. I think if you okay, Richard Jefferson was a grind. If you got him from the locker code, good for you. You saved yourself a ton of hours. But other than him and Divock, because Divock was just he was just objectively long. Richard Jefferson, you could potentially there was a potential for this not to even take you longer than an hour to get him. For some people, it took like me 8 hours or so. Divock was objectively long, like I said, so it was automatically over 12 hours or something, maybe ish. No, not that long. Maybe like 5 or 6 hours overall to get this card. Some of these guys, Richard Hamilton and Drew, those are pretty quick job code. Most of these guys code, if not free. Morris Peterson, one of those guys that he had potential to take a long time, like Richard Jefferson. I looked up and it didn't take me too much. It did take me a decent amount of games, but I ended up getting him over time. Iverson, pretty easy, simple code. I mean, the two that like cost the most time for me personally, and maybe for some people not. If like I said, if you got Jefferson from a code, um, yeah, these two definitely took a bit of. Well, Divock probably took more than Morris Peterson, but Jefferson definitely took me about around 7 to 8 hours to get. So yeah, he was. If you like I said, if you got him from a code, like who could you shortcut here? Shumper, you can shortcut. And yeah, just Shumper because you can get him so many ways. You don't. It's so easy to get him. You could easily get him pretty easy. But yeah, I think it was worth it. I'm making this video way longer than it needs to be. Um, Solid card. Not too many people have him. So if you have him, feel lucky. If you didn't get him, he's not. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, I pointed out this huge weakness in his card, and maybe you might not notice at the time. You might didn't notice it before until watching this video, but he does have some weakness. So he's not a perfect opal by any means, but definitely was. I think if you did do the grind, he was worth it. At the end of the day, this guy was worth it because it really wasn't that demanding. Now, on top of was he just worth it objectively? Look how many cars you got. You have a two pink diamonds. Two pink diamonds is pretty nice to have even this point in the year. Actually, before this season of given, how many pink diamonds did I have? Jalen Brown. I think just Jalen Brown. I'm pretty darn sure. Only person I had was Jalen Brown. So yeah. Um Gordon. Okay, we're not gonna talk about. All right. This video's getting too long. I gotta wrap it up. But yeah, you got two pink diamonds out of it, three diamonds. One was free for a while. Jaw. Everyone should have a jaw. Like I have. I should. I think I actually had an extra jaw, and I accidentally opened it. So, and just to show you how easy some of these were, I have two Iversons. I have another Morris Peterson. I have two Shumpers on accident. I mean, like, come on. Some of these guys were just throwing at you guys. So, yeah, for sure, definitely should have had elite. Even if you didn't complete this, you should have been able to get a bunch of solid cards from it. But yeah, so Byron Davis, in my eyes, for the amount of work you had to do, he was definitely worth it. And as a card, even though it wasn't too much work, was he worth the grind overall? I think so. Uh, Offensively, yeah, he's probably one of the best offensive guards in the game. So yes, I think he was definitely worth the grind. Objectively, um, here now, potentially he could have been tortured to get. He may have not been worth it for some people, especially if it was a grind. If you like me, I think I know. I heard from a lot of people say Richard Jefferson was quite the grind. I know he was for me. Pearson was quite the grind. Divock obviously is going to take everyone probably the same amount of time, but definitely not. Like, if you didn't spread this out over time, I can only imagine this feels like torture to do all in one day. But yeah, Divock definitely definitely took some time. So hopefully you didn't wait till the last second to do all of his. Hamilton, pretty easy. Like I said, I think it was worth it, man. I can't think of any reason to kind of say it wasn't. Um, I think he's a great card. I think the challenges weren't too demanding. Like say we had to work for these emeralds. That would have been a different story. Say we had to work for some of these guys like Carmelo or Ja or even Iverson. Would it have still been worth it? Even then, probably yeah. It would just depend on how much we had to do, but I think it was definitely worth it for what we had to do for most of these guys and the cars we got out of it. Like, yeah, you just don't beat that. But anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Whatever, please hit that like, subscribe button. Man, we're gonna be dropping some content almost every day now, if possible. But anyways, man, we're at Diversity. We are out. Peace.